wake up every day with the same 24 hours as everyone else. But here's the truth. The people who grow faster, think clearer, and achieve more are not superhuman. They are just using their days differently. In this video, you will learn the 5 specific things that high performers, deep thinkers, and emotionally strong people improve daily. 5 habits that most overlook, yet they quietly separate the fulfilled from the frustrated. These are not the usual tips you hear everywhere. This is not a routine morning checklist or another motivational hype. These are real shifts backed by human behavior science, ancient principles, and neuroscience, applied in practical, doable ways. Every one of these 5 areas carries a hidden weight, small on the surface, but powerful underneath. Miss them, and you keep repeating the same results. Sharpen them daily, and you accelerate forward without needing more hours, more motivation, or more pressure. So why should you keep watching until the very end? Because the last one we will cover is the one nobody talks about. It is subtle, invisible, but it controls how every other area of your life plays out. It affects your relationships, your income, and even your sleep quality. Yet most people never train it. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to gain more energy in the morning without changing your diet, how to sharpen your mind every day in just 10 minutes without scrolling or chasing information, and how to rewire your emotional responses in real time without therapy and without burnout. You will also hear a small, lesser-known habit practiced by one of the world's top athletes that has nothing to do with physical fitness, yet he credits it for his unmatched consistency and clarity. This video is for anyone who feels stuck in a loop, anyone who keeps trying new strategies, but keeps ending up in the same place, or anyone who is ready to stop reacting to life and start consciously shaping it. One simple action at a time. These are not magic tricks. They are better. They are tools. And once you begin using them daily, even in small amounts, your momentum will build faster than you expect. You will feel the shift within days, not months. So stay with me, because if you are here, there is a reason. Your mind is ready for more. And you are about to unlock 5 changes that most people ignore. 5 upgrades that once practiced do not just change how you think, they change what you attract. Welcome to our channel, where we do not chase motivation, we train it. Where we do not just speak about potential, we activate it. If this kind of content speaks to you, make sure to subscribe right now. We are building a space for those who are serious about real growth, not surface level improvement. Now take a breath. Focus in. The first daily shift is coming next. It is the beginning of a new rhythm, one that starts today, and one that does not wait. Your morning is the foundation of your entire day. What you do within the first hour after waking up sets the tone for how your mind works, how your body feels, and how your emotions respond to challenges. The most successful people in the world do not leave their mornings to chance. They treat them like sacred ground, a protected space where they set intention before the chaos of the world tries to take over. One of the first things you can do to regain control of your life is to stop waking up into someone else's reality. That means no phone, no messages, no notifications pulling your focus before your own mind even wakes up fully. Those few seconds after waking up are powerful. Your brain is moving from theta waves into alpha. This is when your subconscious is most open. If the first thing it receives is stress, comparison, or pressure, your entire nervous system adjusts to that tone, and you carry it with you throughout the day without even knowing it. Start by doing something simple. Drink a glass of water. Your body has just gone several hours without hydration. Water activates your metabolism, supports your brain function, and wakes up your internal systems. It is one of the smallest habits with one of the biggest impacts. Right after that, take a few minutes to move. It does not have to be intense. You can stretch, walk around the room, or do 10 slow squats. Movement in the morning signals to your body that it is time to wake up, time to engage, time to create energy rather than wait for it. Next, pay attention to your breath. Most people do not realize they begin their day in shallow, anxious breathing patterns. And this quiet stress carries through conversations, decisions, and thoughts. Just 2 minutes of slow, conscious breathing in the morning can reset your entire mood. Inhale deeply, Hold it. Exhale slowly. This tells your nervous system that you are safe, you are grounded, and you are in charge of how today begins. Even 5 minutes of stillness in the morning can create mental space where clarity grows. You can sit in silence, focus on your breath, or simply stare out the window. The goal is not to do nothing. It is to listen, to connect with what is real, before the noise floods in. This is where your vision forms. This is where your energy begins to build from the inside, not from caffeine or stimulation, but from stillness and awareness. You do not need an elaborate routine. You need intention. You need presence. You need to begin your day before the world tries to begin it for you. This is how you take control. This is how you shift. Your brain is built for growth. It craves stimulation, discovery, and novelty. But in the rush of everyday life, it is easy to fall into a loop where the mind only processes, reacts, and repeats. When you take a few moments each day to learn something new, you are not just gaining information. You are actively rewiring your brain to think differently, notice more, and respond with greater clarity. Learning does not have to mean sitting through long courses or reading entire books in one sitting. It can be as simple as reading 2 pages from a book that challenges your current perspective. It could be listening to a short podcast while you cook, or hearing a new idea that forces your brain to stretch. Even a 10-minute clip that explains a concept you have never explored before can shift how you approach the rest of your day. The goal is not volume, it is quality, it is depth, it is intention. Small daily inputs, when done consistently, begin to shape how you see the world. They sharpen your awareness. They help you spot patterns, make better decisions, and connect ideas that once felt distant. The human brain strengthens the connections it uses the most. So if you spend time each day exploring new thoughts, those neural pathways begin to light up more easily and more often. That is how growth becomes natural. When it is trained through daily repetition, writing down one new idea a day can be one of the most powerful practices. When you take a concept and translate it into your own words, you begin to understand it on a different level. You start seeing how it applies to your life, your choices, your goals. Journaling a single insight not only reinforces the lesson, it gives your mind something to return to later. It becomes a personal vault of expansion, a record of your evolving perspective. You might read something that challenges what you thought was true. That friction is where real learning happens. When your ideas are tested, they either become stronger or are replaced with something better. This is how wisdom forms, slowly, layer by layer, thought by thought. The goal is not to become a genius overnight. It is to become just a little wiser, a little sharper, a little more curious than the day before. Some of the most extraordinary minds in history had one thing in common. They never stopped learning. They treated their minds like living organisms, constantly feeding, pruning, and nurturing. This daily feeding of your intellect becomes more than a habit. It becomes your edge. It becomes your quiet power in a noisy world. The mind is always scanning. It searches for patterns, for threats, for things that need fixing. Left untrained, it will focus more on what went wrong than what went right. That is why practicing gratitude, or daily reflection, is not just a feel-good activity. It is a mental discipline. It redirects your awareness toward growth, stability, and small wins that often go unnoticed. Start by writing down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not need to be big. In fact, the smaller, the better. A warm cup of tea, a kind message, a quiet moment before the day began. When you name these things, you shift your brain's focus away from lack and toward abundance. And something changes. Your emotional state resets. Your nervous system softens. Your thoughts begin to slow down just enough to let peace in. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about recognizing that even in the middle of stress or discomfort, there is still good. Gratitude does not erase pain, but it creates space around it. It gives your mind a break from constantly scanning for problems. It teaches your system that safety and joy can exist, even in small doses, even in difficult moments. If writing feels too structured, you can sit in silence and reflect. Let the events of your day rise naturally. What went well today?
Where did you feel most like yourself? When did your energy drop? You do not need to judge your answers. Just notice them. This noticing, this awareness, is what slowly builds self-trust. The more you reflect, the more clearly you begin to understand your patterns, your triggers, your wins, and your growth edges. Reflection gives you context. It allows you to see where you started and how far you have come. It creates a pause between your action and your reaction. In that pause, you gain power. The power to choose a different response next time. The power to see yourself not as a collection of flaws, but as a person evolving through experience. Doing this daily, even for 5 minutes, rewires how you speak to yourself. You begin to shift from harsh inner criticism to curious observation, and from that space, healing happens. Confidence grows, resilience builds. Gratitude and reflection are not just tools for better moods. They are tools for better direction. They keep you from drifting. They help you remember what truly matters and who you are becoming through each challenge you face. They sharpen the lens through which you view your life, until even the ordinary begins to feel extraordinary. The final hour of your day carries more weight than most people realize. It is the closing chapter of everything your body and mind have experienced, and the way you choose to end that chapter determines how well your system resets, recovers, and prepares for what comes next. Improving your night routine is not about adding complexity. It is about creating a rhythm that signals safety, calm, and closure. Begin by separating yourself from screens, not just because of the light, but because of what the content does to your mind. Whether it is news, endless scrolling, or emotionally charged conversations, screens tend to stir the brain rather than settle it. Set a boundary, 30 minutes, without stimulation. Let your mind slow down naturally. Give your thoughts space to breathe, without interruption. Instead of reaching for a phone, reach for something gentle, soft music, a warm light, a book that grounds rather than stimulates, or a few lines of journaling that empty the day from your head. Writing even a single sentence can clear space. It helps unload mental clutter before it turns into restlessness. It helps process unspoken thoughts before they carry into dreams. The body follows the mind. If your mind is racing, your body remains alert. If your mind is grounded, your body relaxes. That is why winding down is not just comfort, it is preparation. You are teaching your nervous system to shift from alertness to rest. This shift is not automatic. It responds to habit, to signals, to the small cues you give it each night. The temperature you set, the pace of your breathing, the rhythm of your evening steps. Sleep is not wasted time. It is when healing happens. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Your body repairs in silence. Muscles rebuild. Memories organize. Emotions settle. Every system depends on quality rest to function properly. That is why sleep is not a reward at the end of a busy day. It is part of the strategy that allows you to handle the day in the first place. The strongest performers across every field understand this. They do not burn out every night only to drag themselves out of bed each morning. They protect their evenings like they protect their mornings, because they know performance begins with recovery, focus begins with rest, and clarity begins with peace. Your night routine does not have to be long. It just needs to be intentional. A small ritual that says to your body, the work is done, the day is complete, and now we return to stillness. Whether it is 5 minutes of reflection or a quiet cup of tea, these moments become anchors. They remind your system that it is safe to let go. And in letting go, you open the door to deeper rest, clearer mornings, and a more resilient tomorrow. Each day offers you a blank canvas, and what you put on that canvas, through small repeated actions, shapes the life you end up living. When you step back and look at the 5 areas we have explored, you begin to see the outline of something powerful. These are not random habits. They are parts of a system that supports clarity, energy, and long-term strength. Start with your morning. The first few moments after waking are not just minutes. They are momentum. How you greet the day, sets your rhythm. When you hydrate, move and breathe with intention, you are sending a message to your mind and body. We are in control today. We are not rushing. We are not reacting. We are choosing. Then comes learning. A few pages read. One fresh idea. A new question explored. This is how you stretch your thinking. Over time, it is not about cramming knowledge. It is about building curiosity into your day. Feeding your brain in small, steady doses teaches it to stay open, adaptable, and focused. And the more you learn, the more you begin to notice how everything connects. Movement follows close behind. Your body is your vehicle, and movement is how you keep it away. You do not need a full workout plan or a gym. You need consistency, stretching your limbs, activating your muscles, breathing deeply into motion. It is not just physical. It is emotional. Movement releases tension, sharpens presence, and strengthens resilience. Then you ground yourself through gratitude and reflection. These moments ask nothing from you except honesty. What felt good today? What challenged you? Where did you show up even if it was hard? Gratitude pulls your focus back to what is working. Reflection helps you notice the patterns hiding beneath the surface. Together, they create space inside your mind, space that allows you to think, feel and choose with intention. And when the day winds down, your night routine steps in. It does not demand anything grand, just peace, just stillness. A pause before the next cycle begins. A signal that you are closing one chapter and preparing for the next. When you let the noise fade, your nervous system finds rest. Your thoughts settle, and your energy prepares to renew. None of these areas need perfection. In fact, that is the wrong aim. What they need is rhythm. They need you to show up again and again, with small, consistent effort. That is where the power lives. Not in massive change, but in quiet, steady action, repeated day after day. These small shifts do not just add up, they multiply, they compound, and they begin to shape a version of you that is not only stronger, but more aligned, more awake and more in control of your path. Now it is your turn to take that first step. Which one of these 5 will you start improving today? Will it be your morning rhythm, your evening wind down, or the way you feed your mind each day? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what speaks to you most right now. If this video gave you clarity, or even one useful idea, take a second to like it. It helps more than you know. And if you want more tools like this, simple, powerful, and grounded in real growth, subscribe to the channel now. You are not here by accident. You are here because you are ready for more. Let's keep building together. One habit, one day, one shift at a time.